Queen Nzinga of Angola. She was instrumental in organizing the soldiers. I mean, she had lost her husband in the battle, and she reigned for 40 years. She lost a son, she lost an eye, but she used to be out there with the warriors herself. And so it's a big responsibility to hold that name. 5, 6, 7, and 5. I'll get a break. Billy, beep, beep, billy, beep, beep. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5.
We're so grateful to Mama NeNe for beginning this program.
Yes.
It's something that we actually both didn't realize we needed.
Yes.
You know, Sunday is the day before you're going to have to go back to work and that routine. And so you just want to have your feet up. But we're so glad we came.
Yes.
I'm glad this program exists.
Yes.
And
yes. It was a beautiful
can't wait
time.
for the next class.
I can't wait for whatever else the program has to offer.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was absolutely wonderful. It was, very healing, very, spiritual. I enjoy spending time with, my sisters and Mama NeNe, Mama Nzinga. They've both been my teachers for probably over 10 years now. So it's always an honor to be a part of their things that they're doing.
Well, I got a call from Mama NeNe, and I was familiar with Mama Nzinga because we go back a long way. So I first saw her perform at the Malcolm X Center on Broadway over 40 years ago, and I've been here in LA, and I've been following her ever since.
Miss Nzinga trusted me. There were hardly any women drumming, and she trusted me. On Dun Dun is very important. The djembe is like very exciting, but that Dun Dun, and yeah, she trusted me.
So I'm like a native of this area. I really love, the culture, because it has strengthened me. I've gone through some things physically, and my body has even been ill, and I've been able to overcome a lot of things through the sounds and the healing of the drums. And then, of course, there's some mental things too. I got into mentalism and metaphysics to let me know that I can change my mind, I can change my thinking, and therefore I can change my life. So I'm now from 450 pounds to this size you see me now.
From here, we're not going to be coming from here. Barely ever, unless it's a specific thing that's going on. But stay in first position. Your knees open. You have your balance right there. Jolie is a simple dance because it's right, left, right, left. The other nuances is using your head, stand low, because you are harvesting crop. Here, lift that feet up, lift the knee up. And it's right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, you see what I'm doing? I'm lifting that heel up. Not so much the foot. Bop, 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 bop.
So I've been dancing African dance since 1997, and when I was initiated into African dance, the teachings is that the drum is healing. The drum, the vibration, the rhythm coming through the wood of the drum, coming through the wood of the dance floor, is coming up through the soles of our feet into our souls. And so being here and participating in the dance is waking up all the chakras, alivening my chi, and just aligning me with my ancestors.
This is the mask part. We're holding the mask over our face, going through the fields. The heel, this is the heel out, bop, bop. No, I'm sorry, it's step, 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 bop. Use my hips. Use the hips. Bump.
I was awarded a grant, and my mission is to make sure that the community, I don't like to say we're underserved, but so many of the workshops and the artists that can teach the classes is kind of hard. You have to have budget.
This is legacy, because the Nzinga Commodore, 74 years old, have been dancing for over half a century. So I honor and support that legacy, that culture. She was one of the first to bring West African dance to Los Angeles.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Watch the hands. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good.
It's important because I see what we need. I am the director and the creator of an organization called Shine Mawasi. It's a women's drum alliance. I teach brothers too, brothers and children, and we do. And from that has stemmed, like the little sister that was on the end playing, she's one of my students, so to speak. Yeah, matter of fact, God bless her mom, was one of our premier dancers, and she made transition a few years ago. Yeah, she was a wonderful person, wonderful spirit. It was Bo, I'm gonna say her name, Sister Bo, and that's her daughter. So her daughter she was dancing, we were all drumming together, and she'd bring her daughter, so that's the one that is snatched.
We usually refer to what we do, well, we are drummers, but what you call somebody that plays djembe is a djembe fola. Djembe fola.
Spiritually, if we're getting into the science of it a little bit, most music now is at a different frequency than what the drums are resonating at. So there is very much like a healing element to this. Water will move, depending on the sounds that's being played around it. So as our bodies are filled with water, when we are resonating at the same frequency of these instruments, it's tuning our body and the water in our body to one frequency, right? So we are all in harmony.
The dun-dun is a double-headed drum, and it's a family. It's a big one, a middle one, and a small one. Call it the daddy drum, the mama drum, and the baby drum. The dun-dun, sung by Kikani. Burun-kiki, burun-ki, burun-ki, burun. Yeah, and it's a family. Yeah.
I'll give it two types of breakdowns. So number one, usually we have a signal for speeding up, and it's like when things are getting hot and heavy, we're cooking, and it's called chauffement. And so chauffement is French, and that means you're getting hot, it's getting heavy, the fire is going up.
So even just if we were to break it down and look at the measurable changes in an area, in a space, there is an energy that comes here when everybody is playing in harmony and coordinated together. I think for me personally, as much as I am pushing, and I got a nice little feeling in my bicep right now from drumming, spiritually it fills me up. It helps for me to cleanse myself of anything that I came in here with that was holding me down. I'm lighter now. I can let it go easier. It can just roll off of me.
It's both a physical and a spiritual workout. That's what we were coming for. Really, the spiritual. We haven't. Nzinga was our teacher in college, so we've known her for over 20 years, and so. But now that everyone's older, we thought, and that we've had so much loss in the community, we thought that maybe it's more of a healing, meditation thing, but we should have known. That
She had us dancing, she worked us.
Which is very much part of the healing process.
Yeah.
I have my technique, and I've done it so long. I still have my method intact. I still have my discipline. And I'm blessed not to have dementia or anything. I still remember and recall everything.
It's definitely physical because you're using your body, and you cannot deny it's spiritual because you're only moving to what the drums tell you to move to. You understand? So it's a combination of physical and spiritual. It's amazing because you glow on the inside and on the outside after the workout.
And so usually, as a djembe fola, if you have a relationship with the dancer, but also as you continue to develop your relationship with the drum and you're in community, you see and you're able to intuitively recognize when things are getting hot. And so you can indicate that through a shuff, or you can also just see it through the dancer. You know when they come out that this dancer is coming with some heavy energy, so we're about to go up, and we'll speed it up. We'll usually indicate it with our arms like, yo, let's go, let's push it. But that connection is very, 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 very important, because you always have to have that unspoken relationship.
If you come to her class, you are going to learn not only the steps, but you're going to be amongst people who really care about what they're doing and who give the reverence and respect to this culture. Because there's something bigger than just doing a dance step to look cool here. A lot of these dances have a meaning and they have a history and come from a people. So when you're doing that, you're doing something that people have done for thousands of years. You're stepping in harmony with people who have done that for a long time. You're not alone when you dance something like this. And I think that coming to a class like this and being amongst this, it will show you that you're never really alone, that your ancestors are always here with you. And even people that you've never met, never interacted with before, you've never even known them, the energy that you are sitting in and that they maybe at one time were sitting in or will be sitting in the future, you now have a connection with those people.
You hear a lot of different traditional musics over here, whether it's from Belize or Jamaica or whether it's koto drums or whatever. This space has always been there for dance, yoga, art. So it's an important center to have in this village.
If you need it, if you don't think you need it, you probably still need it, right? Because the way that we live in this society, the way that we live now, there's a lot of people that have a lot of anxiety, like we don't know what's about to happen. We have children, there's financial stresses and pressures. So we want to be careful of our cortisol levels. You know, those are the things that gives our men strokes and heart attacks. And so this way we can get our exercise in there, we can bring our emotions down, and really what we want to do is just get in check with ourselves, check in with ourselves, and you can really feel your body, you know what I mean? And if you can't feel it, then you can gauge yourself like, okay, I got to do more of this, I got to do less of this, I got to get control of my muscles. And so I feel like anybody can come here.
And it's been an experience. I think if the ancestors, if the Creator sees fit for it to happen again, I'll have more experience. Yeah, and maybe hopefully get an opportunity so I can show the powers that be that this is stuff we want. You know, this is what we need.
We should be aware of the power that our own culture has instead of depending on outside people telling us how to deal with our melanin and how we need to cure anything that harms us or disease and distress us. We have healing modalities that specifically came from Africa for our people.
It's important that we support and the things that Queen Nzinga does. She's actually Queen of Kwanzaa this year, you know, which is a big honor in the community.
I just love this community, and I want Nzinga to know that I love her and I appreciate all the work that she's been doing that I'm aware of. I was introduced in 1980, October, November, and I started dancing in 1982. So this is just a wonderful thing, and what made me want to come out so much is because I know her. I knew that some of the dances she would do, it wouldn't be like learning them for the first time. It would be like allowing myself to be present, hear the drums, and allow my body to receive and give in. So it was amazing.
The class today is a mixture of community people that I've taught maybe 40-something years ago, and students that I've had from Santa Monica College and UCLA. You see, they still follow me, younger people. So it's an intergenerational mixture that I have been teaching and keeping the culture going in Los Angeles. Yeah.
I would
recommend this program to anyone that's trying to heal because it has all of the components you need. It has community, it has breath work, it has movement, and it has the drums. There's almost nothing more healing than drums, especially West African drums. So I would absolutely recommend this to anyone who needs any kind of physical or spiritual healing.
Yes.
Absolutely. I recommend African dance and the drum to everybody, specifically though to my sisters because we're connected to it genetically. It's in our DNA. And once you do that, everything is going to be awakened and enlivened in you and answers will come to you. I testify. Been doing this since 1997. I came out of depression. I've gathered tools to help me navigate other things in my life, but it did start with dance. It started with moving my body and moving my body to the drum.
Her brother just made transition. When she called me, the first thing she was saying was, because I heard it in her voice, and she said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I said, what? And she told me what happened. Her brother Joey passed. And we talked for a second, and she said, it's going to be all right. I said, you don't have to do nothing. Cancel everything. Miss Nzinga, she said, I said, we'll figure out something. Don't worry about it, because she worried about what am I going to do. I've been telling people we're going to do this. And I was like, don't worry about it. We'll do something. We'll do something. And she said, no, I need to heal too. And she was back to basics. And I was like the healing.
Like today was a special workshop. It wasn't just a regular dance class. And we called it a healing session because today and post-pandemic and just what's going on in the world, we need an outlet somewhere, a sanctuary somewhere where we can go and heal ourselves. We are all we have. And we have to help each other, uplift each other. We have so many obstacles politically in this country and wherever black people are, you see they're going through something. So we need to turn to our culture that help us to sustain this and maintain a sanity and stay focused.